Yes, people, welcome back. Team Talk TV, episode 61. Obviously, four of us today on the show. My name is Shahab. We've got Coach, we've got Ibs, and we've got Kev back on the show again today. And yeah, let's just get straight into it, to be honest. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm just not in the mood, but we'll talk about the second worst game of the Premier League this season, and United are involved in both of them. Liverpool 0, Manchester United 0 at the 4:30 kickoff today. Well, I can't even say chances. Firmino had a few chances in the first half. Definitely should have tried to bury one. United could have snatched the win with all 3 points. It was Alisson who denied, Fernandes and Pogba. Before I say my thoughts on the game, let's start off with your guys' thoughts on a pretty drab game with so much build up into it, and it's ended 0-0 yet again. What are you guys' thoughts on the draw at Anfield today?
Mind if I go?
Kev, you go first.
Mind if I go?
Right, Ibs, go on.
Yeah, as a neutral, I'm going to be honest. This game is hyped up every year. Every season, Sky will do some nonsense build-up where they'll talk about the history of the match. They'll show clips of the 90s, and they'll show clips of 2000 and 2000. And it's a poor game for the last 3-4 years. It doesn't match up what that was before. No, look, let's be honest now. It's boring. It's not a good game. It's so hyped up as this top English match, and it produces nonsense. That game was so bad. It was so bad. It was like a game of chess. It was so boring. It's early in the season. These games should be a lot more open. I understand why it was like a chess, because no one really wants to lose. But come on, that game was so boring. I fell asleep.
It's why it's probably boring for you in a sense.
It's understandable why it's boring for me, because it was boring for a lot of people. But, fans of United and Liverpool might think, we could have snatched it here. United could have won it there, etc. But for the neutral, it was boring. Personally, I said it last week, Ollie will take 4 points. Ollie's got 4 points. He's going, I'm happy. Simple as that. Mm-hmm. That's my thing. Klopp might be a bit disheartened by his front three. But for makeshift defence, I thought they did quite well. I don't think Liverpool are in a bad position, if I'm honest. I think everyone needs to probably throw caution to the wind and just accept that Liverpool are in a position where they have a lot of injuries and they're still in and around the top. I think Ollie will be the happier manager. He got 4 points. He got 4 points, and that's all he probably wanted at the start of the week. So now he can focus on their next 3 or 4 matches and hope that if they can get, 3 or 4 wins by February, they can sustain a title challenge. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, try to break it down. Kev. We'll come on to Kev in a second. I think for half an hour of the game, I thought Liverpool obviously were dominant. You expect them to cause, the amount of pressure, the way they were on the ball, couple of half chances, like I was saying. Firmino had a few. He had his shooting boots on today. He hasn't had his shooting boots on for the last 18 months. But that didn't go well for him. And then obviously United got into the game in the last 15 minutes and had two different chances. I think Liverpool probably should have subbed off Shaqiri, who was probably their best player after Fabinho. I think United, in particular, I think Luke Shaw had a really good game, and Lindelof with one of the crosses Trent put in, one of the only few good crosses he's been putting in recently, and Lindelof just stopped the clear tapping from Wijnaldum. So I can't really talk too much about the game too much, but as I'm speaking about for me as a Liverpool fan, Kev, Coach, how are you guys feeling as a United side?
Well, to be honest with you, yeah, I feel like it was an opportunity missed. We at the beginning of the season, if you asked me where we were going to finish, I would have told you top 4. So if we find ourselves in January and we're in a position to go for the title, and Liverpool have injuries. Yeah, there's a lot of ends and buts. Liverpool have injuries. We find ourselves top 4. City are falling off from where we probably expect them to be, because the last 2 or 3 years, one of the two have been running away with the league. We find out when we go to Anfield with all these injuries, it was pretty negative. And there you have Ibs at the neutral turning around and saying, the game's being hyped up. It's going to be hyped up, Ibs, because you're talking about the 2 most successful teams in the country.
No, but when I say it's hyped up even when United are 6th and 7th.
About it, who's 6th and 7th?
Like previous seasons when United ain't been here, it's been hyped up.
It's still, you know, Real Madrid, Barcelona.
Biggest game in England, simple as that.
England.
Yeah, and it's producing dross. Anyway, I'm a neutral. This is not my team, so.
Okay, so then with that being said, I felt like Ollie's selection was a bit questionable at the beginning for as a United fan. I looked at it, kind of felt like this guy's really playing for the draw here. He's gone with his favourites, even though Bailly's been playing next to Maguire, and Maguire's looking so much better alongside Bailly. He's gone with Pogba, Fernandes. He's not, I feel like at no point before the match did he have to sit down and have a hard word with any of the players and say, I'm going to need you to do this. No difficult conversations, fit all the pieces in, and we get a 0-0. A difficult conversation wasn't had. Those kind of difficult conversations, I'm sure Klopp has with the depth of it, with the way you lot squad is set up. I'm sure Pep has, Ferguson in the past. Ollie's just keeping everyone happy. Pogba wasn't dropped. Bruno wasn't dropped. And I feel like, and everyone's been talking about, you know, Bruno's been having a few games where he's been kind of off the boil. And another manager or previous managers might have turned around and said, you know what, let me take him off and, you know, develop Van der Beek and have that competition in him. He's getting a bit complacent in the way he's playing for Man United at the moment. And
why would you drop him in a game like this?
Not that he's not specifically. I'm saying him or Pogba. Like we've tried to fit all the pieces in at the same time, and I feel like Bruno's been off it for a few weeks. He's been like he is our talisman. It has been Bruno FC, but like there's a little bit of complacency setting into his game, and maybe, you know, I'll let coach talk about it a little bit as well. There is complacency in his game, and it's nothing fresh. It's like all the big players we've ever had in the past at some moment have been dropped. Van Persie, Rooney, Cristiano Ronaldo, they have been dropped at some point. And Bruno Fernandes has never seen or touched the bench and actually felt like, I'm not Mr. United. He needs to feel that kind of pressure as well. And Bruno's not got it. And right now, I feel like he seems a little bit leggy. He's been our main creative in the past few weeks. And today, in a few games, he's not been right up there. Hence, you're getting people like Keane and Gary saying, in the big games, can they really do it? Can they really do it? But to be honest with you, he's not having that chance, to be honest with you, with the way we're playing him game after game. When we should be dropping him, we don't seem to drop him. You know, that's how I feel about it so far. I'll let you touch on it a bit, Coach.
Okay, so this is how I see the game. It's a game of two halves. Liverpool had the first half, United had the second half. It's quite simple. United had the best chances in the game for me. Pogba and Fernandes, you got to score that. It's as simple as that. You're in front of the goal, you got to score. Luke Shaw, man of the match. Best performance I've seen him play in United shirt, hands down. He was very good. Lindelof was good. Maguire was really good. Wan-Bissaka was good with his 1v1s. Got caught out a couple of times, but he was cool. I just wasn't happy with the consistent play in Bruno Fernandes, no matter what. Like, you have to, for me, yes, I'm not having a go at Fernandes. I'm just saying what I've seen of him in high-intensity games, he does not produce because he's not a high-intensity player. He needs the game to be so. Look how many times Thiago got free today because he forgets his defensive responsibility and then he opens up the game. And because Liverpool's front three weren't having that cutting edge, they didn't score. But there were so many times that Fernandes off the ball, your man is Thiago. He doesn't get on the ball. Don't worry about Henderson and Fabinho. They're not going to kill you like that. But it was Thiago that was making things happen for Liverpool. That's that point. Now, I would have preferred if Bruno would have been dropped and Pogba played that free role, because that's what Bruno did today. He just played a free role. He was on the right, he was on the left, he was in the middle. Nothing was coming off for him, for me, personally, today. Now, let this be a lesson, and it's not having a go at Paul Pogba, yeah? But let this be a lesson to Paul Pogba, that when you're given the gifts that he has, yeah, he should be playing that free role position today and not Bruno Fernandes. But because you're so inconsistent, do you know what the manager's gone and done? He's going to put him on the right wing for one reason and one reason only. You're athletic. So you're going to go on the wing and you're going to run up and down that wing all day long, even though his game is about creating things in the middle. We had Fred and McTominay there to back him up. All he had to do was put him in the middle, yeah, and I feel he would have done better than Bruno because of the high-intensity game. Now, another thing, when our goalkeeper gets the ball, we're not good at playing at the back. There's a few times Liverpool quite lax today. Like, they let us come out the back and it's just a lapse in concentration. But usually we're not good at the back, playing at the back, because we don't like to take the ball under pressure apart from Pogba. He's the only one. Now, when Pogba plays in the middle, you can bypass that press and hit him up higher because he has everything. He has everything in his game. And right now he's on form. So I would have liked to see him have the free roll, bypass the press a bit more, hit Pogba and play from there. There was a few times where we're getting caught on the ball because we're too slow at the back. We're still trying to play from the back and whatnot. But I'm not going to be a hypocrite because I said last week, I didn't care about this game, whether Liverpool beat us, whether we got a draw, whether we won. I just didn't want us, if we lost to Liverpool, to knock our whole season from this Liverpool defeat. I think the draw, I'll take the draw all day long. I'll take the clean sheet all day long. And we just got to move on to the next games. That's what I feel personally. But just going off the subject, going off what I was saying before, Bruno Fernandes, we need to really look at him closely in these high-intensity games. I do not feel he should be playing in these high-intensity games. That's just me.
Let me just rebuttal that. Listen, I completely disagree, Coach. I think he is all about high intensity. I just believe he's played a lot of games, and we needed him to come into these bigger games. We need him to come in a little bit more fresh, to be honest with you, because I feel like that's my feeling on looking at him and the way we play him, and the way we use him every single time. We bought a whole Van der Beek and haven't even given him a run. He's not had zero competition.
Van der Beek ain't gonna do nothing for us. They're gonna do nothing for us in these games. I've seen Bruno Fernandes against Spurs. I've seen him against City, and I've seen him against Liverpool. He's been poor in all games, and he's only been poor not because he's a poor player. It's because when it's high intensity like that, and we don't really have the ball, yeah, he is not of use to us. He's not of use to us. Like today, I didn't really like the substitution of bringing Martial off. I thought Martial was doing all right. Personally, I thought Bruno would come off if anyone was going to come off, and then put what's his name, and then maybe, I don't know, Greenwood or James or whatever, come on the wing, do the wing work, and then put Pogba in the middle for that free roll. I thought it was time to take Bruno off, but as soon as kind of Cavani came on and Martial went off, we kind of like went backwards. We gave Liverpool the impetus to go forward again. So the smokes. But I'll take the draw. Either way, I'll take the draw.
So the smokes with Oli then, because from what you're saying on how you're analysing the game, the smokes with Oli, you try to fit in, like I said at the beginning, he's tried to fit in everyone, had no difficult conversations, apart from with Bailly, probably. Oh, you guys, you've been playing excellently, but I'm going to go with my guy, Victor Lindelof, who I'm sure you must have been sweating about today as well, looking at the lineup.
I think, you know what it is, Kev, sorry to cut you. Kev, sorry to cut you. I think with the Bailly situation, United fans need to understand this. I think Bailly is so important to us. I don't think he's in a position to play game after game after game. With his injury record, for some reason, I just feel that Ollie's just putting him in a game here, resting him. A game here, resting him. He hasn't shown us in his career at United he can play game after game after game. That's when he gets his injuries. Now, obviously, I would have liked him to see him today, but the Victor Lindelof selection worked out in the end. So if it works out, then Bailly's rested, and then Bailly can play against, I think we got Fulham next, midweek. I think it is. We got Fulham next, and then Bailly can come in for that game. So now if it went tits up for us and we lost 4-1 or 5-1 today, then boy, everyone's going to say, oh, why didn't Bailly play today and rest him against Fulham? So I think it's not a fact that he's picking Lindelof over Bailly. I just think Bailly's injury record and how he's so important to us, I think we have to take care of his health as well, because I don't think he can play back-to-back games like that right now anyway.
That's Bailly. I was kind of talking about other positions in the pitch as well. The whole Pogba, Bruno Fernandes situation, the way we set up, I felt like he was fitting Pogba into a system where he shouldn't have really played. You should have had a difficult conversation. You should have been on the bench. If you're gonna say you're not playing in your position, put him on the bench. Let Bruno Fernandes play that position. Bruno, you're not cutting it. Get off the pitch. Pogba, go into that position and play your game. And let's actually have someone on the right that's more accustomed to playing on the right hand side, because Pogba wasn't getting the best out of his game today. And I feel like that is Liverpool's weak side. Do you know where you're coming from? Where I'm coming from? Where I'm coming out of the game thinking, bro, that's a weakened Liverpool, and they dominated us for huge portions of the game. They dominated the performance, and we hung on. And I felt like we were like an underdog team. And I feel like it's psychological, because if that's what we do with them, when all their players come back, like what more? Like what's going to happen then? How's Oli going to set up against them then? Shut up.
Yeah, of course. No, I'm just going to wrap up. Obviously, I heard what you guys saying about Bruno Fernandes. And he was definitely one of the worst players on the pitch today. Yes, there was quite a few, but I hear that. But he's obviously, his impact is, the goals and his assists that he's getting. And without that, United wouldn't be where they are. At the same time, yes, I understand what you're saying. In the intense games, yeah, he's not up for it. He was awful. He was also awful. However, here I'm going to agree with Kev, and I know coach is not going to agree. He's saying that you'll take 4 points. Yes, I understand. This is a makeshift Liverpool back four. This is a Liverpool side who couldn't beat Southampton, West Brom, and Newcastle before that. This is a Liverpool side who just cannot score. And I think Gary Neville said it in commentary. It felt like Liverpool were there to be taken, but they just didn't attack it. Yes, he had those two chances, and Luke Shaw created that first chance, but United didn't do it. And are United going to have a better chance to beat Liverpool at Anfield again? Who knows? Because by the time
you're not going to draw me out.
No, I have to, because Manchester United...
You're not going to draw me out. You're not going to draw. I'll take the draw.
No problem.
I'll take the draw.
You want to take the draw? Go on, Kev. Go on.
I'm taking it too. It's not. Please do not understand me. I'm taking the draw.
Yeah,
what were my expectations before the match? We cannot lose. That's what I had this. We had this discussion in the group. We cannot lose. As long as we get a point out of this, we're good. We've kind of, it's like mission accomplished. But when you see the setup and you see the way the game was unfolding, there was opportunities for Oli to tactically put us in a position to say, you know what? Yeah, we can do these. Like, let's go. And he didn't do it. He was just like, no, 0-0 will do. Like, he's literally thinking 0-0 will do. We're not supposed to be in this position anyway, coach. We're not supposed to be top of the league. That's my point. We're not supposed to be where we are. Listen, the dice is in your hand. You don't want to roll it. You're just saying, no, I'm good. There's my money. I'm not going to chuck it. Try. Because if you end up or third, it is critical games like this where you go, boy, I wish we just went for it at Anfield when they were so weak and like so weakened. That is an opportunity. You're saying you're not getting drawn out, but I'm like, from the matches that we've had against the Big Six, no one goes from this position and goes on to win a league from this position the way it is, to be honest with you. If you look at it, where did United win it? We didn't beat no big sides, This season, it's like we've not really performed. So...
Yeah, of course. I hear that, Kevin. I'm just going to wrap up the talk on Manchester United. Going to come on to Liverpool, my team. Ibs, as a neutral, I want to speak to you first before I ask the other two. Liverpool have not been the same side since the 7-0 thrashing that they gave to Crystal Palace. Just one goal in the last four league games. They looked like the first 20 minutes, 25 minutes, they looked like they played the same way they did against Spurs, but they actually scored a goal. But the problem here today is they didn't score the goal, and the half chances that Firmino had, he didn't put it away. What do you think the problem is with Liverpool right now? Why are they struggling to score? And why is it that likes of Salah, Trent, Firmino are really struggling at the moment?
I think your front three are going through a patch, like a blip, if you want to call it that. Firmino's never been obviously like a active goal scorer where he's going to get you 15, 20 a season, but what he brings, not a lot of strikers do. If he was a finisher, then he'd be even better. I don't know with Salah. Salah, I think, can come hot and cold, but one thing Salah does have is that he gets you goals. But he's going through a blip. Trent, I just feel like he's a type of player where he can lapse concentration. So I feel like when that game against Southampton where he gave the ball away so many times, that's in his locker, but then he's really good anyway. I think it just goes back to you've missed Jota. I just think Liverpool. I know you beat Palace 7-0, but Palace are rubbish, regardless of who they play. I just don't think they're a great outfit. But I think when
Jota, did you beat them? Did you beat them?
We're rubbish though. I mean.
Okay. I just checking there.
No, that's fine. But did you beat us anyway? So basically.
Are you in the title race? Okay, I'm just saying.
Be there though, but you lost to Arsenal. So as bad as Arsenal are, we still went to your patch and beat you. Anyway, stay humble over there. Stay humble. I think Jota is missed by Liverpool because it gives you something different. I don't know when he's back. He should be back soon, right?
End of this month, I hope.
I think him coming back. Hopefully, Matip can come back. It will just give you another dimension. Because for me, what I saw Thiago do today is just something. He can give Liverpool a different dimension. If you can get your goal scorers scoring again, I think Liverpool are fine. I don't think Liverpool are in a bad position. What they've achieved over the last 2 years, everyone expects them to keep that level, but they may just have to grind out results and then pick it back up in Feb and March. And when Jota gets back, and I don't know if you're going to I don't know when your centre backs are back, but if you can have a stronger defence, I think Liverpool will be fine.
Yeah,
I think your front three needs to start firing again. That's my thing.
Yeah, definitely. I think with the low blocks that we've played, obviously the likes of West Brom, Newcastle, Manchester United, especially in the first half, it has become a problem for us. But I think the last 2 years, Liverpool would always find a way. The fullbacks would always be tremendous in that. Yes, I think Robertson has been arguably Liverpool's best player. But the other one is not performing as well. But all I can say, if I had to give advice to Trent, I just let him know that you're going to be a fabulous player. But I think with him, he's come in to Liverpool from the youth and whatever, and he's won the Premier League and Champions League straight away.
Yeah.
And I heard James Milner say something as a joke, really, in one of the YouTube channels, and he was saying Trent must think football's easy. But now he's seeing it's not. He will go through bad patches, and I do think that Trent has to up his game. I think it's a big miss. Salah going through a bad patch. But I think the thing that I'm really frustrated about and really don't understand is, because we've been doing it consistently for 2-3 years, why is it that we can't break the likes down of West Brom and Newcastle, who are awful? And no disrespect to Manchester United, I just feel like, Man United couldn't handle us for the 20-25 minutes, and we just should have put them away, but we didn't. I just felt, I remember a game 2 years ago, I think it was, or 3 years ago, I think it was Mourinho's last game for Manchester United, where it was 1-1 at half time and Liverpool found their way. Shaqiri was that man. He played today, played well. But as you were saying, it's, Jota could have been that man and put one of the chances that Firmino could have put away. It's a strange one. Liverpool play Burnley next on Thursday night. Burnley, oh my God, they're going to sit back. They're going to be frustrating. Then we've got obviously the FA Cup one, which we'll ask for the predictions in a second. And then they've got away games against Tottenham and West Ham. And boy, that's tough. And then we've got Man City coming up the month after, and then the Champions League. Liverpool need to find some form and quickly. But I think with the team that Burnley are, this is the perfect game to do so, and I hope that it can. Anything you want to add, boys, about Liverpool that you mentioned in the game, Kevin, Coach?
Yeah, I'm surprised at your energy, Sharp, because I'm thinking you've got Van Dijk, you've got Gomez out. If you brought in Jota and you brought in Thiago, if Thiago is playing in his more creative position, you guys, your front three have been creating. I know it seems like you created a lot today, but you create more than that usually. So they usually have a lot more bites at the cherry. So if all of that's back in place, you guys you're going to turn us over as well, especially when you have a manager like ours. And like you said, you brought up Jose, but we're setting up to take crumbs. You have been that good in the past, but on a day like today, where you were there for the taking and we're negative, we kind of gave it to you in a bit. That's how I see it. So you guys really have no cause for concern. The whole the Trent situation, that's been a weakness since he's come into his game. But because you've been so good, because you had Van Dijk, and he hasn't had to work on that area of his game, that defensive side of his game, where everyone's been saying he's weak. He's not had to worry about it because you're just turning teams over. You are scoring teams anyway. So I'm surprised at your cause for concern. A makeshift side, makeshift back four, still draw against United, still draw against the team that's top of the league, and probably come away feeling like, damn, we should have won that. So
I hear you.
to think when everything's right for you, then how are you going to be expecting? How are you going to be feeling then?
You know what? I think we've done really well with the makeshift centre backs. Fabinho's been outstanding. I mean, what a player this guy is. But as you were saying, with a bit of the creativity Liverpool had, they obviously missed having Fabinho in the midfield, Henderson in the midfield, and had no Keita as well. And Jones didn't start either. And when Jones did come on, I don't know where he was playing. He looked like right back to me. But I hear what you're saying, Kev, but I don't know, man. I just feel a bit frustrated because we played at a top level, well, at least for me watching Liverpool in my lifetime. I'm 22 next month. And, I just wish that Liverpool can break these smaller sides again and not leave Manchester United or Manchester City clear. City have got 4 home games coming up next. And I think that's the best result for them. And then obviously Everton have 2 games in hand as well. And I don't think they're out of the race either yet. So time will tell, Kev, to be honest.
But Shahab, before we leave this, I'll just be honest with you. I just hope that Liverpool and all your fans, I just hope you get more injuries. I hope you drop more points. I hope you can't break down the smaller teams. Right now, United are in a title race. And we're in a title race with our rivals, our biggest rivals, who, if they win the league this year, they're going to be on 20 titles like us. So right now, you can get all the injuries you want. Sorry, Liverpool fans. I do not care right now. Don't care. You can't beat West Brom and Southampton. Don't care. Just fall off, lose more points, and that is it. Thank you very much.
And you can't beat the worst Liverpool side in the last 10 years or that you've played against.
That doesn't matter. I'll take the point. I'll take the point.
You know
I'll
what?
take the point. Kev, don't be drawn out, Kev, don't be drawn out. We'll take the point and we'll go to Fulham.
It's not the side at all. It's still that's a lie. You're still a great side. It's just you're not at the peak of what you were a year and 2 years ago. So that's all it is, really.
Coach, you enjoy yourself, yeah, and then when it goes all wrong, I'll be Nah, I'm messing. Quickly, next week is another Man United Liverpool game, FA Cup. To be honest, I couldn't give 2 shits. I just want us to beat Burnley.
I don't care either. I don't care.
Yeah. Any predictions?
The trophy, the whole trophy. You see what I mean? See, when you're a big club, you don't care. You don't care about these little trophies. FA Cup, you said.
No, but you haven't asked me my reasoning for that. You haven't asked me my reasoning for that.
No, I meant, okay, so Ibs has been that, like, this whole trophy debate about FA Cups being important. And I'm trying to turn around and say, like, Shahab's just turned around and said he doesn't even care. Like, yeah, we're playing each other again. And I don't care either. I'm like, listen, all our French players need to get a game in that sense. No one really cares about the FA Cup.
Tell that to Pep.
So in Arsenal, pardon?
Tell that to Pep.
Exactly.
To play against Cheltenham and Rotherham and all of that stuff side though.
No, but tell that to, because Pep's in the Carling League Cup final. You think you don't want to beat Mourinho? Cool. He's in the FA Cup. You think you don't want to win that? You think, come on, man, let's not do this, please. I know you sit there and say teams don't care, but tell that to managers. Tell that to Ferguson. Did Ferguson not care for trophies?
Leagues take precedence. League titles.
Yeah, but did Ferguson not care for trophies? Simple yes or no.
No, he did.
Exactly.
And you're going to tell me a name that is so they actually able to sell off the naming rights every single year.
But no, I asked you a simple question. And no, I just asked, did Fergie care for trophies? That's all I want to know. I'm talking about non-league here. Did he thank you? That's all I asked. So you can sit there and say, Ibs, you can see how Shahab said that, But I guarantee you, Pep will happily win the FA Cup. Klopp will take it as a side note. They will take the trophies because winning builds mentality. You think Jose don't care for trophies? Yeah. Come on, man. It's common sense, G.
What I would say, hold on, Kev, hold on. One sec, Ibs.
When's the last time you had a title push off after all these FA Cups? Have you been all these recent FA Cups? You're saying it builds winning mentality. Where in the league? Where did it build it? Where has it been built?
Arsenal. Our last title challenge is when Leicester won the league, yeah? That's it. I can categorically say that was the last time Arsenal pushed for the title. But you win trophies, but if you have to keep your players. If Arsenal win trophies and then sell Sanchez, you're not building nothing. That's the hierarchy. But if you keep Sanchez and build, and you might have a chance. But you can't sit there and say, don't care about trophy. No. But Arsenal are not good enough to win the league, yeah? At this precise moment, United are there. But let's be honest, no one fancied them to win it. So if Ollie, now you give Ollie the opportunity, Ollie, do you want the FA Cup or you just want to finish 4th and 5th and 6th? Ollie will say, you know what, I'll take a trophy because it heaps pressure off him. It heaps pressure off him. Because now, if you go through the whole season, finishing 3rd or 4th with no trophy, are you going to sit there and say, at least we've got top 4? You're going to be bitterly disappointed. Am I right or am I wrong? You've lost how many semi-finals?
Right.
How many semi-finals have you lost?
I'm not turning around and saying you're wrong. I'm just saying the importance, like don't generalize, because this is the problem. You would generalize and putting all the trophies in one basket, like a trophy is a trophy.
We know the FA, we know the Prem is here and Champions League is here, right? But you lot will downgrade the FA Cup and the rest of them down there. But it's not. You win a trophy, bro. There's 4 trophies at the start of the season, 5 trophies. So only 3 can be won in England. The other 2 can be won in Europe. Please, be honest with yourself. Come on now.
Shahab, my thing is this. The reason why I said I don't care, I say I don't care in a way where we don't have the squad to do both. I personally don't feel. I don't think we have the squad to play our first team in the FA Cup and play our first team in the league. The way the league games are going to be coming up thick and fast. So that's why I say I don't care. So I don't say I don't care because I don't care about the actual trophy. If we end up winning it, cool, and we don't win the league, fine. I'm cool with that. But what I'm saying is that looking at our squad, we need to rest as many first teamers when we can, as much as possible, if we're going to really have a serious challenge for the league. So the league comes first. So next week against Liverpool, I'd like to see Van der Beek, James, Greenwood, these sort of players come in. So our first teamers can have some rest for the next game. So that's why I say I don't care on that tip. But what Ibs is saying is completely correct in terms of FA Cup is a big trophy for these managers. Like if Pep is taking the Carling Cup seriously, he's going to take the FA Cup seriously because the FA Cup's better than the Carling Cup. So it's clear it's an important trophy and whatnot. But in the position that United are in, that's my reasoning for whatnot. It's not disrespecting the FA Cup or anything like that. It's just...
Okay, fair enough. I did ask for the prediction and we boiled over to do that. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna say
prediction. I don't actually. Yeah, go on.
I'll just say.
I think it'll go pens, draw pens.
Yeah, I fancy
that. I fancy a draw and pen.
I think you'll get a far more exciting game. I think they'll both just go for it. It's a cup. Yeah, you go for it, and that's when we might see. That's where if United go for it and we happen to beat whatever Liverpool side it is, and if it resembles anything like the Liverpool side of today, I'll be a bit pissed. I'll be slightly pissed off at the fact that you didn't go for it. The moment was there. We have no, like I said, I say it again, we should be where we are. So we have the right to just roll the dice and go for it on a day like today. We didn't. Played it out and okay, yeah, we wanted a draw, but these are the moments that kind of you look back on title winning seasons and go, yeah, that's where we did it.
I'd say 2-1 United.
Cool, no problem. Right, that's it then. Talked a lot about Liverpool Man United for a game that was absolutely awful. Not much has happened in the weekend, to be honest. I'm just looking at the results. Leicester are now second place. They beat Southampton by 2-0. They've got a big game against Chelsea on Tuesday, who also won by a goal to nil against Fulham. 10 men, Mason Mount. And if Dan is listening, Dan, I'm telling you, Mason Mount, you need that is rely on, because that was a fantastic finish. Yeah, not I want to say other than that. West Brom won their first game on the Sam Allardyce. Yeah, whatever. And Man City against Palace is going right now. Half an hour gone, that is 0-0.
Yeah.
So, yeah, really, I'm not really too sure what to really add in the Premier League. We're going to do a start, sub and sell now. I really enjoyed this one. And I'll be honest, Sam was given a difficult one this time, in my opinion. And then we'll come on to NBA. The start, sub and sell this week is, would you start, sub and sell Kane, Lewandowski, or Haaland? Now, this is a tough one because I know what TeamTalkTV and Sam will tell me. He would say, who would you start, sub and sell if it was that one game where, you know, they're going to win the Champions League or something or whatever in a final, not in the long run. Because if it was in the long run, I'd actually pick Haaland first to start. But I don't know. This is a tough one. So I'm going to leave it to you three. What are you guys saying?
I'll go first. I'll go Lewandowski. I'll sub Kane, and I'll get rid of Haaland.
Okay. Any reason why?
I think Lewandowski's just better than the other two, especially you're talking about one big match. He for me, when I look at Lewandowski, I just don't have no doubts with him. No doubts. There's no, like, in a big game, am I putting Lewandowski? Am I not? With Kane, there's doubts for me. There's doubts in big games. And obviously for me, Haaland ain't showing me enough. Like, a lot of people have been great at Dortmund, but maybe down the line, when he shows us what he can do at another club, more pressure situation, then yeah, that might change. But right now, one game to win it all, got to start Lewandowski.
Okay, fair enough. So just want to interrupt. Manchester City just taking the lead. John Stones from the corner.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
By the way, disclaimer, he's having a really good season, to be fair.
Yeah, he is. He really is.
Hey.
John Stones.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, I'll go same as coach, really. But Haaland's going to be so good. Haaland is incredible. I watched him play against Leipzig last week, where he ran the show, and he is a phenomenal footballer. He's going to be a world-class footballer. But I'd go the same as well. Lewandowski, best striker in the last 5 years in Europe, and I'll go Kane after, and then Haaland. So Kevin, Ibs, what are you saying?
I'll say start Lewandowski, sub Haaland, and sell Kane.
Wow.
And
I'll
sub sell Kane. The reason why is because when you're selling, I'm not going to be the one to sit here and look back at this 5 years time and go, you said you'd sell Haaland. And I like Harry Kane's good, but Haaland's doing what he's doing at 19. He's 19. How do you sell someone with 19 potential? It's like turning around and saying, yeah, Mbappe, yeah, you did all that, but yeah, we're selling you because right now.
This is for now, though. This is for now.
You're selling away your future then. You're selling Haaland. Both of you selling. You're selling away your future.
It's one match. It's one match to win it all. It's one match to win it all right now.
Yeah, and I've got Haaland and I've got Lewandowski. But sell it. All right. How I approach this start sell thing. That's how I always approach it. You got away the time. So I throw Mbappe or someone like that in there as well and go, yeah, but because right now. And Kane's a bit, sometimes he does get into that moment where he's just like a bit shaky. So yeah, that's my opinion anyway. All
right. That's entirely your opinions. Now, Ibs, when Kev just said Kane on the bench, I was just watching you on my screen, and you were cracking me up, man. What's your thoughts then?
Mine would be Lewandowski because he, as coach said, he's probably been, or you said, he's been the best striker for a good couple of years now. He's just lightning in the box. He can do a lot. He can do everything, to be fair, even if he wants to drop back. He's a goal scorer. The reason why I would sub Kane is because, like, I'm an Arsenal fan, but he's a striker who England haven't probably had since Shearer, where you know he's going to get goals. He's going to score goals. He might not be the most flamboyant striker, but he will score you goals. And he can break Shearer's record if he stays fit for another 6 seasons, to be honest, 7 seasons. All he needs is like 20 a season. I think he could easily do that. He's that good. But
Ibs, are you talking like Shearer as in like that type of player or that type of player?
He hasn't. See, when Shearer was banging, that he was England talisman. When Rooney come and did it, I don't think
he didn't do well for England.
Who, Shearer?
No, Shearer was awful for England.
Okay, we will look at that different. Shearer, whether he done it for England or in the Prem, he was getting you goals, and he won the Prem once. He should have won it more. He should never have gone Newcastle. But Kane has come in and has been something that England haven't had for years as a striker. You could put him anywhere in the box. This kid will get you goals. So for me, he will break Shearer's record if he keeps it up. But yeah, he's brilliant. I know people want he's this. He have 4 or 5 games off, but he's going to bang regardless. He is so good as a striker. It's clinical.
What has he won?
He hasn't. We get that. We understand.
We're not talking about what he's won.
We understand we ain't won, but what's Aubameyang won? People rate him. Before Van Persie went United, he was highly rated. I'm saying no, but listen, Van Persie was rated highly, yeah, when he was at Arsenal. People, when he had that season, he's the best striker in the Prem. What did he win? He won nothing. Went United and won. You can't say what Kane won to not rate him as a striker. You can't.
No, did Van Persie not win none of those trophies that you talk about at Arsenal?
What did he win at Arsenal? 1 FA Cup.
He won something.
Yeah, but what? Because Kane ain't won nothing. He's not there.
No, you haven't even let your side to one of those basic trophies that I'm talking about. These FA Cup.
Well, we're not talking about trophies and stuff. We're talking about the player.
Because Kev, you're taking this direction left. How do you think because Kane ain't won nothing, he ain't sick?
No, that's the mark. You're the captain. You're leading your side. You're able to get them to the Champions League final, and then you're able to get them to all these kind of places. And no, he's not. England World Cup when it counted the most and they needed to rely on you, it all crumbled.
Of course, at times he has.
Yeah, let me intervene. Sorry, Kev. It's not about the moments that he hasn't delivered in his career. Obviously, the World Cup and not winning the trophy. I do think in terms of the player, this is what Samuel asked, and I feel like, all right, cool. If you feel like, you know what, Kev, Haaland is incredible. 19 years old, and he is the golden boy, really, for me. And but I think you can't disrespect Kane in a way because he hasn't won anything. And I feel like
it's not, guys. It's not a disrespect. What we're doing is we're dissecting the players that they are, the players they've been, and the players they are right now. You guys, Kane is good, and we're comparing them against these other two. Haaland and Lewandowski's got it all to prove. He's shown it all. Okay, he selected the right club. To be in these conversations, Harry Kane needed to make the move that he needed to maybe be in these kind of conversations. At the end of the day, if career stops and finishes, Jamie Vardy's got a Premier League title and you, Harry Kane, you ain't got nothing. I'm sorry, it's just the way, goals, you scored goals. Come on, man. Come on now, man. You got to dissect the players that they are, and they have been.
Okay. Anyway, sorry, Chubb. Haaland for me would be sold, but he's going to be one of the best, in his age group. Personally, he's a machine. He was built in a lab. He's not a real normal human being. He's just ridiculous. But yeah, he will be good, 100%.
Cool, no problem. So that's the start sub and sell done, and hopefully we can try and get one better than the one that we've all been doing in the last few weeks. So that's the football really wrapped up now. We're going to come on to the basketball NBA. Now, before anyone asks me any questions, I don't know too much, but I am a Toronto Raptors fan.
Oh, God. Oh,
yeah, I know they're not doing very well this year. They've been awful, but they're
Raptors,
listen, Kawhi did the thing for us 2 years ago. What a time it was. We won the Champions League and Raptors won the big trophy. So, anyways, James Harden is going to the Brooklyn Nets, or he has gone there to the Brooklyn Nets. He will be playing with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving whenever he wants to decide to play basketball. Boys, talk to me about this deal, man. You're going to have to educate me. So
I think what Harden did to get that is what modern day footballers do when they really want to move. They down tools. They don't care. They don't turn up to training. They really force the move, and I think he did that to get it. He's even put on quite a bit of weight. I don't know if anyone has seen him, but he's still a magnificent basketball player to the point where he got a triple-double. Was it yesterday, I believe? So
Yeah,
he got a triple-double. So he has the talent. I just think he down tools to gain a move. He was there for 8 years, so he gave them 8 good years. Didn't get a ring. So I think he looked at the situation and thought, if I go to the Nets with the people that are there, this is probably my best opportunity to get a championship ring. Whether or not he will get that, I don't know. Because as you said, when's Kyrie returning, he's very much, AWOL as well at the moment. So, but I think that move is a big move and it's probably put a lot of teams like alert now that
What was the deal? Was it Caris LeVert going elsewhere or something?
Yeah, so LeVert went elsewhere. I think LeVert went elsewhere. There was a few moves that happened in between. It was like 4 or 5 good trade deals for a few clubs or a few teams that happened. But I just think it's a big signing. They could turn into the Warriors in that sense if it clicks. Whether or not it will is another thing, because they're 3 big personalities, and will they all get on at the same time is another thing. But I think Harden to the Nets is massive.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Go on, Kev.
I think it's huge. I think obviously the Rockets, like I was saying, their hand was forced. But I feel like they did all right. They got Oladipo from the Pacers. Maybe, and then all those picks, people are forgetting, with all those picks, they could probably, swap those picks for another big player again, if maybe after this season is done. Brooklyn right now, that's a fake team. I've seen some comments on social media turning around and saying, listen, you're not allowed to use them on 2K. It's literally like the best attacking talents, but that's in a video game. The problem is moving that basketball. They need to, all 3 on the floor, who's playing defense? Durant can play a bit of it, but the other 2, Harden and Kyrie, are not that great defensively. They're not that great at all. And so they literally have to outscore teams to, really benefit. But it's a huge day because we've maybe not seen a trio of attacking talent like this all at the same time. I think other super teams that have been created were probably more balanced. And the intriguing thing for everyone is that we've never seen like all these scorers on one team before, and it's so intriguing. How will it work out? Because potentially you could be getting multiple 150 points scored in a game multiple times for the rest of the season, and for him to come in his first game and just get a triple double, like, hey, I'm here, let me just kick it off with this. It's crazy. But just to side note, see, you said sports. You said this is how sports is. Players are kind of trying to control their own destiny. Harden is kind of thinking about his legacy, perhaps.
Yeah, of course.
8 good years. He's been with Rockets, and he's not won anything. Kind of like probably Kane should be feeling. He scored all these goals, scoring titles, all of these goals, golden boots, all of that. But at the end of the day, no ring, no trophy. This is the thing that, at the end of the day, you need to think like, wow, I'm in my peak years. If I don't do it now, I'm going to have to get out of here. And that's what Harden's felt like. He's like, nah. Because right now, all the other best players in my generation have got rings to show for it, apart from Harden.
Well, we'll see if he gets the ring.
Me, on the move, I'll start with Durant first before I go on to Harden. I think we just need to stop the discussion about Durant and LeBron. Let's cut that out now, because even if Durant wins with the Nets, we all know that he needs 2 Hall of Famers all the time to beat LeBron. So let's cut that talk out. That's number 1. Number 2, Harden. Yeah, great. Everyone's saying that he got out of Houston and whatnot, but Shaq said something, Shaq O'Neal, anyone knows him, said something really, really potent online. He said, well, at Houston, you got given Dwight Howard, you didn't get it done. You got given Chris Paul, you didn't get it done. You got given Russell Westbrook, you didn't get it done. You got all the players that you wanted. You got 3-point shooters around you, you didn't get it done. So all this Harden stuff, he's been a failure for me at Houston. Not playoff-wise, not getting them into the playoffs and whatnot. He's made them a playoff team, but getting them over the hill, he hasn't done the job. At the end of the day, he has not done the job for me. So that's him. Kyrie, like Kev said, who's going to play defense when he gets there? They can easily put up 140. They can easily put up 140, 150 points. But the thing is, they can also give up 160. That's the difference there. So when you're talking about winning the championships, for me, Lakers still have the best all-round team because they got everything covered. If you want defense, they got defense. If you want stars, they got stars. If you got one-on-one players, they got one-on-one players. So it's going to be interesting to see Lakers versus Nets, even in a regular season game. I'm going to be interested to see that. But in terms of the big three, for me, like, it's going to be great to watch. It's going to be fantasy basketball. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be fantasy basketball, just up and down the court. But when it gets to the playoffs, I'm going to be interested to see, because we all know, yes, let's say defense wins championships at the end of the day. That's just what it is. So let's see if Harden, Durant, and Kyrie get together and sacrifice and say, listen, it can't just all be about attacking. We got to defend as a unit as well, because what they've done, they've given up most of their defenders. They're real defenders. They've had to trade away all the defenders to get that star power at the end of the day. So it's going to be interesting to see them in the playoffs. I think regular season, no one plays real defense in the regular season, to me anyway. Like, everyone just goes up and down the court. But when it comes to the playoffs, when things slow down, it's going to be interesting to see how they can cope with that and go from there. But it's a great trio. It's a great trio. It's fantasy basketball. Everybody wants to see entertainment. That's what basketball is there for. So yeah, it's going to be entertaining.
Just quickly to wrap up on the Harden's move, we've got 5-6 minutes. One of the questions was, where would you rank that trio with the super teams in the past?
I wouldn't put it anywhere near a top 10 yet, because we don't know how they'll do. Like, I don't think they'll come close to a LeBron, Wade, and like a Chris Bosh, or even the Warriors trio of Durant, Clay, and Curry. I think they need to really win rings, like 3 or 4, to even be considered like a great trio. But as talent-wise, they would be. Yeah, as talent, as a 3, they are like ridiculous, because they all bring something to the table. But it's like what Coach said, they made, through a regular season, beat, the Sacramento Kings or whoever by 160 to 84 or something. They can beat anyone. But it's when they go to the playoffs and they got to go to, Lakers 3 times, or they've got to go to, the Clippers.
Even Clippers.
Yeah, they might have to go Clippers, or, they might even have to go to the Celtics or whoever. And that's when they'll really be tested. And if they come through that, then at least okay, they've really understood what they need to do as a team. I just think we just have to wait and see. But as a trio, talent-wise, they're going to be something special to watch on the regular season, 100%. It's just when you get to the playoffs, how can they handle that pressure?
Yeah, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I think to answer that question, I think Im's done a good job with that. I think it's, in football-wise, it's the equivalent of having 3 strikers, and that's it. We've never seen, all the other big 3 have had balance, and these guys don't have the balance. All the other big super teams, or the super trios that have been in the past, have always had the balance. You've had the big, you've had the some sort of defensive element to it. Like, there's always a 2-way player in there as well. And with this is what makes it so intriguing. We've probably never seen it before. 3 attacking, scorers. Like, that's all we're getting, really. And can it work? No, it's never, theoretically, no, it can't. But I think that's why we're all tuning in to find out, can it be done? Can it actually be done? Because if they all score if they all score the way they can, it should work. But we've seen it fail with 2 scorers. So then, how are they going to just pull it off with 3? And like Coach said, the Lakers, the balance is just right. Tactically, everything is in the right place. They have the chemistry. They don't have where's Kyrie Irving right now? He's able. They don't even know where he is. So that's another problem. And then Harden in the playoffs. Who's going to be Finals MVP if the Nets were to win? That means he's been
Durant. It's not even a question. Durant is better than both of them.
I agree, but in their minds, in Harden and Kyrie's minds, they're the best thing in basketball. They actually believe.
Not when you see KD. not when you see KD. It's not happening.
Egos. That's why did LeBron and Kyrie eventually break up? Because Kyrie felt like he needed to be the man. He needed to be the man. So now you're finding, okay, so now all of a sudden you're going to learn to, be subservient or play a role, put the team first. Then you've kind of wasted your career a bit, because you could have had that kind of thing building and going on in Cleveland and maybe even Boston. You needed to be the man that much. So we've kind of already seen this. The movie's played out before, but we're going to just see the sequel to see if he can, there's a different story at the end of it.
Yeah, cool. I'm just going to wrap up quickly, get a prediction from you guys. I know the playoffs is in a few months, but if I were to ask you now that the season has started, obviously 3-4 weeks ago, who would you guys predict to be in the finals then?
Lakers will definitely be there for me. I can't really call who the next team is, if I'm honest. But
I'll pick a team from the East, man.
It's got to be Lakers and someone. I just don't know who.
Okay. Pick someone, man.
What, the Lakers and the Nets, maybe?
It's
interesting.
Yeah, it is.
You've got Philly. You've got Philly. You've got Milwaukee. You got Boston. You got the Nets.
I'll call it. All right, if you want an answer, I'll give you the Boston Celtics. I'll give you the Celtics, just because I don't know the Bucks personally, and the Bulls or the Heat. I don't think the Heat will repeat what they did last year, so I'll give you the Celtics.
Okay, cool. Right.
Okay, I'll go for Lakers and Nets just based off Durant. I think Durant's the X factor in the East.
Yeah.
I think, just based off him, not based off anything like chemistry-wise or their better team. I think he's just the X factor where you can give him the ball and he can just get 50 points if needed. Like, no one can stop KD. No one can stop him. It's about stopping the people around, but no one can stop him at the end of the day. So I think, Nets and Lakers.
Okay, cool. Fair enough.
I think everyone's agreeing there. Nets and Lakers. My thing is, I'm picking Lakers to win it all because with AD, like I said, with the balance, I feel like they have that defensive game to stop. Because if the Lakers aren't scoring, at least they have a game where they can kind of stop you. And the Nets need to be on the ball, on the money, hitting all their shots to be able to win something. And I think that's just harder to do. So, yeah.
Cool. Okay, right, fair enough. Obviously Lakers, and I like the Celtics, so why not? Let me just say them. Tatum. So, I'll be honest with you guys. I've got a fancy draft right with my mates, and there's like 10 or 11 of us, and it's quite a lot of players, and my good players are Embiid, Jaylen Brown, Steph Curry. And that's it. I think I had someone called Christian Woods from the Rockets who's doing well. So I'm gonna need you guys to help me out on it and make sure that I can try and win this fancy draft. So I'm getting into it. Obviously, like I said, my auntie's from Canada, so I just follow the Raptors and obviously.
Okay. Makes sense now. Makes sense.
Just went because they won the trophy a couple of years ago.
Honestly, I was watching him when he was with when DeRozan was there, and obviously he couldn't get the Raptors to do what Kawhi did. But that's it, man. That's it, really. That's it, really. So we talked about Liverpool 0, United 0. Liverpool talk, Man United talk, a bit about the title race. And we've obviously talked about the NBA, the start sub-sale, and Harden, and the predictions for the final as well. But guys,
he's going to win the league.
He's going to win the league, Man City. Yeah.
Stop it, man. Stop it.
So I wanted to see I just wanted to test your pulse there, see how you felt. Like, for you to see.
We'll see, man. I still think it'll be Man City and Liverpool top 2 in the end of the season. But I don't know, man. I just feel like when Manchester City, they hit the groove at the right time, and time will tell, really. But boys, I just want to say thank you for joining the Team Talk podcast. Make sure you subscribe to Team Talk TV, guys. Interact with us on YouTube, interact with us on Instagram and myself as well. Kev, great to have you on the show. Been a while. I hope you're well. Ibs, always great to have you. And Coach,
always.
I was going to say, Coach, I've got your book, Asset and Liabilities. So make sure you
nice one.
check that out on Amazon. I'll be honest.
Thanks for supporting.
No problem, man. No problem. I was reading it, obviously, for kids as well. And I saw your Instagram post a while ago. You shared it to some schools. I think the feedback they're giving you is a disgrace. I mean, how this doesn't benefit kids about asset and liabilities and about life as a whole, I don't understand, man. But that's not sport related. But
yeah.
That's it, really. I'll put it into the book in the link below, and we'll be back next week, FA Cup weekend, but hopefully it'll be a good one. And watch out for a good podcast coming up later in the month as well. So, peace, boys.
Take care, man. Thanks.